Good morning. The lighting is so whack. Oh gosh, sorry. It is Thursday, day 0, aka setup day for DreamHack Atlanta. It's currently 9 a.m. and I have a crap ton of errands to run and a lot of last minute things to grab real quick before heading to the venue later this afternoon to set up. So I'm gonna go take care of all of that real quick and then we can go set up at the venue later this afternoon. Initial thoughts. I don't feel as stressed and overwhelmed for DreamHack as I did for Anime Week in Atlanta back in October. I think because AWA was my biggest event at the time, my first convention. For my first time, it was going to be a lot, but now that I've experienced a multi-day convention, I kind of have an idea of what I'm getting myself into. And right now, I'm like strangely calm. But I feel like I'm so behind still. Like I haven't really packed up or taken inventory or anything like that. And DreamHack officially starts tomorrow. So yeah, strangely calm, but we'll see if that changes throughout the next 24 hours. So let me go run my errands and then I'll catch you all at the venue. So as you can tell, I have quite a few things to unload from the car, but luckily my new Munbin folding shopping cart can help carry some of that load off of us. Here I have the foldable crate that I can store a few things in. And then here I am taking the cart out of the car. As someone who's on the more weaker side, I'm really glad that the folding cart is really easy to carry and transport. It's just so portable. I've removed the wheels from the bottom of the cart and I'm snapping them into place. As someone who's done a whole bunch of in-person events this year, I've found it super challenging having to hand carry all the heavy things like tables and chairs and all the display shelving. So the fact that this cart is 2 tiers will definitely free up my hands a lot. And with the push of a button, the cart is fully opened to the 2 tiers. So my boyfriend and I had filled the removable crate with all of my cube display shelving, and it managed to fit on the bottom tier of the shelf. And then we put another folding crate, this one is from Costco, but it still managed to fit on the top layer, so now I am able to roll around 2 different crates without having to hand carry them all by myself, which is definitely super handy. So if you're interested in getting your own foldable shopping cart with a removable crate, feel free to check out the link in my description below, and thank you again Munbin for sponsoring this video. Badge secured. Alright, it took a little while, but this is the current setup. I will be bringing all my plushies tomorrow morning and setting them all up, so that's why they are not here right now. But this is what I was able to do for the time being. Let's put the tape back there. So the way the artist alley is set up, we're all kind of like in one row, but we're all lumped into groups of 4. So you have to go into, you kind of have to like enter each section in order to see everyone's booths. So I feel pretty fortunate enough that I'm on like the outer side right here. So I have like a corner set up. So this is what we're working with, and I probably will have to do a lot of adjusting tomorrow, but we'll see what changes after I add all the plushies tomorrow. So it is 6 o'clock right now, and even though I am all set setting up for today, my boyfriend is actually working for DreamHack this weekend. He's doing like the training session right now, so I have to wait for him to be done with that before we can leave. So I'm doing some last minute crocheting while I wait. There's a couple more smaller plushies I want to get done tonight so I can have them ready starting tomorrow. So I really hope I have enough time before having to get here tomorrow morning. The DreamHack employees had like a meeting with the artists last week, and they mentioned that the exhibit hall was going to be freezing, and they were not joking. Just from setting up today, I'm so cold and I keep sniffling and shivering and stuff. So I feel like I need to be wearing a jacket this weekend. So I'll probably be bringing one. Yeah. I keep walking.
No, you get so each day. You must be quite nervous.
Good morning. It's officially day 1 of DreamHack Atlanta. So exciting. The exhibit hall is so empty and quiet right now, so I feel really weird talking even louder. I brought all my plushies this morning, so it's time to finalize the setup. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but we'll see. I chugged a whole bunch of cold brew on the way here and mixed that with all the adrenaline from moving everything. I'm pretty wired right now. So let's see if this energy will translate to an efficient and fast setup. Agents already, plus Tundro, all by himself since no one wanted him Awa. The artist alley doesn't even open for another like 2 hours, and I already sold one of my velvet cows to somebody. So I already made 45 bucks before it even opened. Nice. Okay, it is currently 8:50 and I think I'm all done with my setup. Let's check it out. So starting from the outer side, I have all of my Valorant agents plus one Tundro. I ended up moving my banner from down here to up here just to fill up the blank space. It looked kind of awkward, so I decided to change it up. And then when you move, you come around. Ta-da! So I have my business cards over here. My explicit DreamHack sticker. Smaller items, the big boys, and Kuchi Kopi. I even wrote a little sentences too, just so you can and then a few other items. I already sold one book account, so it's looking a tiny bit more empty on that side. And then a little bit more over here, and then this is my checkout area with my new Square terminal. So yeah, it's, I don't know, honestly, I'm not sure. Like, there's just so much space, but I feel like I don't really know what to do with the space, and I definitely don't have as much inventory as I did for Awa, so that's why it's looking a bit sparse and everything, and a lot of things are way more spread out, but I think this should do for now. We'll see how this weekend goes, I guess. I also wanted to talk about my business cards real quick. So this first one right here, I had made, I think, sometime last year. And then this one I had updated and ordered more of, I think, sometime in the middle of this year, just so I didn't run out at Awa, but I ended up still having leftovers of my old business card. So you can see a few differences. Like this first one, the font is like tiny, you can't really see a good amount of white space too, and it just visually meh. But for the second one, I took up a bit more space and the font size is a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit easier to read. It's a pretty noticeable difference in quality too. Like the second one is, I forgot what finish it was. I guess it's glossy, but it's double-sided and slightly better quality than the first one I made. So I'm waiting for the first one to start out so I can finally start hitting these out more regularly. But yep. Okay, so they didn't make an announcement, but I think doors opened because there are a lot more people flowing in now, so it officially started. I had made 2 sales before doors even opened, so that was cool. And let's see how today goes. We are repping Shopify Rebellion today. Arm the Rebels. Literally not even 5 minutes of doors opening. I had to put on my jacket because it's so cold. Someone just came by my table and said that they've seen my YouTube videos. That's the first time that's happened, and that's so crazy. It's pretty funny. If you're watching this, hi again. Okay, I made some minor adjustments. I switched around Vimo and Pikachu because it looks a little too yellow on this side and then too green on the side of the Bulbasaur. So I switched them up to make the colors not so together like that. I think the variety helps. And then I switched around Melanie and Gecko to the left side or to the right because if people are walking from this way, then they'll be able to see them from the corner. And once they approach the booth, they can see the rest of the agents. So just doing quick little tweaks like that to help with the visibility of certain items. So the display is always changing. Alright, we're about an hour into the con. I'm not doing too bad, surprisingly. I was a little worried because it seemed pretty slow at the beginning. Probably because it just opened and everything, but it didn't seem like there would be too much foot traffic and sales. But surprisingly, a lot of people are complimenting my stuff and making big purchases. So let's do a quick tour again. So some of these are gone. I sold my big wingman within the first hour. I didn't expect him to be selling that quickly. And a lot of people are complimenting the Valor agents, which I'm very happy to see. I made one Lucky Froggy body as I'm sitting at my table. It's looking a bit bare now. Honestly, I might have to like redo my whole booth after today, just so it doesn't look so empty over here. We'll see. One of the employees from Monster came by and chatted me up, and he returned two monsters. Thank you. Okay, so I made an oopsie. I did not record the end of day 1 before rearranging everything, but everything was just so bare that I had to fix it up and make it a little less bare. So as you can see, I moved the Valorant setup from here to the middle now. This big shelf is still here, but this is basically where all the rest of the non-Valorant plushies will be, and then some of the smaller items too. So that's what we're working with, but I will show you guys day 2 setup tomorrow. Cute DreamHack sign. Good morning, it is day 2 of DreamHack Atlanta. It is 8:41 a.m. right now. And as you can see, my setup is a little bit different than how I first set it up yesterday morning. There's a lot of blank space now because of my lack of inventory, so I had to move some stuff around. The Valorant agents, after I uncover it, they're all going to be over there. And then I have a few last minute smaller like $25 items that I need to finish before doors open, so we're going to get my table ready for day 2. We're also gonna ignore the fact that I just paid $40 for parking today. Oh my god. I was not smart and did not plan ahead of time to purchase parking in advance for the parking deck that I was able to park in yesterday and Thursday. But today there's probably stuff happening in Atlanta, so a lot of parking lots and decks when I got here said parking was going to be at least like $40 to $60. So that's nice. So I'm trying to get some last minute stuff done before doors open. I have all these unfinished things right here, and then this whole bag is leaking. So hopefully I can get a few more things out because this is literally all that's left. Like, this is really sad. So it's 9:30 and they just said doors open. So they opened kind of early today. But this is the setup for today. So I managed to just finish a Coro. That will probably get snarked soon. And then all these. And then I have, I gotta fix some of them. And then I have this messy workstation that I need to tidy up. Hello, hopefully you guys can hear me. It's kind of loud in here. I haven't really been checking up that often. So here's the checkup. It's currently 4 o'clock. And it's significantly slowed down for me because this is the current state of my mood. Like, just look. I still have lots of pages from last time, and then you could be still there. But then this is literally it. I have nothing less than $50 right now, which is most likely the reason that this has slowed down a lot for me. I don't really know what to do. I'm just kind of like sitting and just watching people buy everything. I need more supplies in order to crochet right now, so I can't even do that at the moment. So I'm literally just sitting there. But it's fine. Keychain. With next purchase. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks so much. Day 3. So I'm currently trying to finalize my setup for today. But this is literally all we're working with. 7 Valorant agents, 2 $50 items, and then my Coochie Kopi. Like, what on earth? I was up until 3 a.m. last night prepping a few more poros to put out for today because so many people have been asking me about them the entire weekend. So I tried my best to make a few more slightly cheaper items because $50 is my lowest price point right now is kind of insane. So here's a I have maybe about 5 more poros I can finalize. I have this Mario mushroom right here that I was able to finish too. I crocheted this one Lucky Frog body in the car on the way here, and then this Miffy was a custom from my booth neighbors, so I just made it really quick and had it ready in time for today before everything was over. So I had the idea of maybe doing like a limited drop at a certain time with all of the ones I have available, so people can keep an eye out on it and it can kind of gauge a little bit more interest in everything, like a little bit of hype. So let's see if this works. I think this is a pretty good idea, since so many people have been coming up to me asking about the poros, because I only made 3 the first day and they had all sold.
You did commissions, right?
Yeah, I do. Just contact me on social media and everything. It would just depend on the item. If it's like on the smaller side slash less complicated, it'll be on the cheaper side, and then something more like intricate, like the agents and stuff, will be slightly.
I had a quick thought of like we have 2 little Shiba puppies.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Oh my
like
God.
I guess something like that.
Yeah, I can definitely make Shibas.
Okay.
Yeah, just reach out to me and then.
Probably
we
do
can
it
work
for
out.
like his birthday or something.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. The cons of using chenille yarn. All the fuzzies. Okay, time check is 1:23, and I just made an extra poro, so 6 poros to cut up in about 40 minutes. So we shall see how they go. We have 1 more hour left until Artist Alley closes. Oh my god. DreamHack, you exceeded my expectations and even more. I can't believe it. It is 6 o'clock and it's officially the end of DreamHack and I'm gonna cry. This is what the final display looks like. This is it. Just these last 2. Everything else is gone. I'm gonna have to take everything down and go home, but I will give a recap in a bit. Hello, so it's been a few days and I finally got a chance to rest up after this past weekend, but I am finally ready to dive into how DreamHack went for me. Heading into the weekend, I really didn't have that many expectations, honestly. I've watched a couple other Artist Alley vlogs from DreamHack at other locations from this past year, and I think the main theme of all of them is that Artist Alley wasn't too great. at DreamHack. I think because the main point of the event is a competitive gaming convention, there probably isn't too much of an emphasis on like artist alleys and people wanting to spend money, but all of that went completely out the window for me after this weekend because I essentially sold out even more than I did at AWA. So DreamHack Atlanta was on December 15th through the 17th, so Friday through Sunday. Me with my full-time job, I had to take off work Thursday to set up, Friday to vend, and then Monday to recover. So taking off work to work more is always a fun time. When my boyfriend and I got to the venue on Thursday to set up, I literally didn't know what I was doing because I hadn't even had a chance to practice my setup for the weekend. Because the venue offered 2 4-foot tables, it would have been really hard for me to figure out that kind of layout at home since I don't have 2 4-foot tables and everything. So I had just decided I was just gonna figure it out there on Thursday since I still had a good amount of time to figure it all out. And I think the final layout was pretty okay for what I had. On Friday, I was able to bring all my plushies in and set them all up as well. And after taking inventory, I realized I only had less than 100 plushies for the entire weekend, which made me a little bit nervous because I really didn't have that much made in the month and a half between AWA and DreamHack, but again, with the low expectation that I wasn't going to be doing as well as AWA, I really didn't think much of it, and I was like, if something sells, then it sells, and that would be great if it does, and if it doesn't, then I'll bring it back with me for the next year. But oh my goodness. It was 8 a.m. The exhibit hall didn't even open until 10 a.m. so I was still like putting everything up. I don't even think I had my signage up or anything. And someone with an exhibitor badge had been walking around and she stopped by my booth and wanted to take a quick look at everything. And she had already purchased a velvet cow right then and there. So that was my very first purchase of the whole event. By another exhibitor like 2 hours before the hall even opened. So that was really nice of her to be able to support me so early on before the event even officially started. And then again, before the exhibit hall even opened up, I was talking to one of my booth neighbors, Tiffany from Cute So Luna. She was also checking out my booth and she wanted to purchase the ditto. So I had already made over $100 in sales before the event even started. Like, that is so crazy to me. I really wasn't expecting to be making too many sales for Friday, but I definitely was making well over $100 in sales every hour, which again, like, was so unbelievable. At some point at the beginning of Friday, I started hearing the Call of Duty Zombies like mystery box chime. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, like it's the sound. But then it kept playing like every 5 minutes or so, and I was like really confused and I had no idea where it was coming from, but I kept hearing it. My friend on Friday had found out where it was coming from, and it was actually from this booth that was selling a whole bunch of prints and postcards from a whole bunch of different games, and they had a fully functional mystery box that you could open and grab a random postcard and poster. So that was really cool and I tried it out. They even had like an $1,000 ray gun model, which I think someone had won on Saturday, so that was pretty cool too. By the end of Saturday, I literally only had like a few Valorant agents, Coochie Kopi, and like a couple $50 items. Like, I really did not have anything left. In order to restock my booth on Sunday with like slightly cheaper items, I was able to whip out, I think it was 6 poros total, between like Saturday to Sunday when I released them, and then throughout the entire day I was just churning out leggy frogs as much as possible. So with the combination of the poros and the leggy frogs, I actually made an additional like $200, almost $300 just from what I had made between Saturday and Sunday. So it was really nice that I was able to like whip out some of the quicker, smaller things that can be made pretty easily so they can fill up my booth a little bit more. And Clearly they were all popular because they were all gone again. In hindsight, maybe it would have been a better idea to just put out all the poros at the beginning of the day, and if people were coming and wanted to get one, then they could have just grabbed it then. But I don't know. My thought process for doing a drop was because I just wanted to make it fair for everyone that was interested in a poro. I had so many people come up to me asking if I had any more, if I was planning to make more and everything. So I thought if I just released them all at a certain time of the day that everyone was aware of, that might make it a bit more fair to everybody. So I just figured that might have been the best idea. I don't know if it was, but they all ended up selling out right then and there. So I guess it was successful. And I'm pretty sure I made like 7 leggy frogs just on Sunday alone. I would have made more if I had more yarn, but I ran out. So all I had was just all I had for the day. And as you can see, I had nothing left besides Kuchikopi and Phoenix, which I'm low-key kind of sad about that nobody wanted to pick him up, but that's okay. He will be my remaining Valorant agent for the time being. I was also low-key a little sad that Skype got picked up too, but again, I can always just make another one. But I'm really glad that she was picked up and that other people like her as much as I do. The Valorant agents definitely got a lot of attention, which I'm really glad about. I honestly was a little bit nervous at first because Sage was the only one that sold on Friday, and then everyone else was still there, so I was thinking that maybe the $85 price point might be a little on the higher end for the demographic of the people that were attending. Clearly not, I guess. Saturday a few more had sold, and then Sunday they were all gone, besides Phoenix. I think a lot of people wanted to just scope out the event and see what they were interested in and they could keep an eye on, but sadly a lot of people lost out on plushies that they were hoping to get later because they were already snagged up by the time they came back. My younger brother and my cousin actually ended up coming down for the weekend as well to be my helpers and also attend DreamHack. It was fun hanging out with them for the weekend, and I really hope they had fun at DreamHack. My brother ended up meeting Tyler One and T-Pain, which I'm jealous about. I didn't want to leave my booth for too long to go find them, but I'm really glad that they had a lot of fun. A huge thank you to everybody that I met this past weekend, to the staff who coordinated the whole event and the artist alley. They were really attentive and really took care of the artists very well, so I really appreciate their efforts and their work for making such an event possible. I loved meeting all the other vendors and seeing familiar faces as well. I really love my booth neighbors, so please check out Cute So Luna and Pinstash. They were awesome and were such a great time, and I really hope to see them at future events. And thank you to all the other attendees that stopped by my booth. Meeting and talking with all of you really made DreamHack one of the best weekends of the entire year, like no joke. It was just so like mind-blowing that people would come back like multiple times each day throughout the entire weekend just to like come in and check on me, talk a bit more, and just like see the progress of the entire weekend. And everyone was just so awesome. Like, I really enjoyed talking to everybody and meeting new people. Like, so many people kept coming back throughout the whole weekend to purchase more things. Like, I'm just so in shock. It was really awesome meeting fellow crocheters as well. I really like meeting other people who also enjoy doing what I do. I got a lot of requests about custom orders and made to order items. So once I recover from this past year and figure out what exactly I want to do for custom orders next year, I'll hopefully be opening that up soon, and I will be posting updates on my social media. So if anyone's interested in a custom order, keep an eye out on my socials because I will be posting updates from there. Yeah, so overall, DreamHack, you were not what I expected, but you were definitely one of the best events of the entire year for sure. This was such an incredible way to wrap up an entire year full of in-person events. I really only started vending in person this year, so it's definitely been a wild ride, and I've seen a lot of growth over the past year. From doing one-day markets to full weekend artist alley conventions, it has truly been a crazy 2023 for sure. I'm trying to say all of this without getting emotional, but at the end of 2022, so at the end of last year, I was thinking ahead into this year and like what exactly I wanted to accomplish and how I wanted to grow my business. And I had a target sales goal in mind. It seemed a little on the higher end, and I wasn't really sure if it was something that was realistically achievable for me, but after DreamHack it kind of settled in that I actually reached that goal for the year, and I got emotional, and it was just like I just couldn't believe that I actually did it. I reached like the target sales goal I had in mind that I really thought that wasn't really achievable, but I did it. And I am just like super proud of myself for being able to do this. All the endless hours and like late nights of crocheting and building my platform and really putting in all the work and effort into this, and all the support from all of you. I'm finally seeing that my hard work is paying off, and I really just can't believe it, and I am really excited for the future and for what's to come. So thank you guys again. Like, you really have no idea how much your support really means to me. It's really been a crazy year, but this is just the beginning and I am super excited for what I have in store for next year. I'm definitely going to be taking a well-deserved break just to decompress and finally relax from the year, but I have so many ideas for what I want to do for next year. I'm definitely planning to apply for a few more conventions next year, so stay tuned and let's hope I get into them. So with that, I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys again. Stay tuned for future updates, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye.